Hello, I am Lauren Weinberg, psychologist turned becoming coach. I specialize in women's empowerment and holistic well being.
Hi, and I'm Melanie McLeod. I'm a certified empowerment coach. I'm also a business coach and spiritual coach. And welcome to Talking Transformation Live.
Where it will always be real talk in real time with real people, because that's us and that's you. And we're so happy to be here with you today. If anybody is here with us live, please check in. Let us know that you're here by dropping us a comment. It's the only way that we know for sure that you're here. And we would love to have you as part of the conversation.
Absolutely. So, how are you doing today, Lauren?
I am fantastic. Just got back from vacation, was away for a week with my family, and that's always a precious time. And how are you doing, Mel?
Welcome back, Lauren. And I'm doing fine. And I am not just getting back from vacation, but I'm gearing up. As you know, I do some teaching and things like that, and so everything is basically this time of year starting back up. So I'm excited. I'm always happy when I'm getting more opportunities to work with people.
Absolutely. And let me just say today, you look fabulous.
Well, so do you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And that's what we're talking about today a little bit is, what it feels like getting those compliments, looking outside of ourselves for that information that helps us feel good.
Yes. And the thing is this, there's nothing wrong with compliments. If someone wants to give you one, but when you're fishing for them, when it's like, Lauren, do you like this blouse? Is this good? Do I look okay?
Well, and then why? Like, why do we do that? Right? And that's the question is, where does that come from? That sort of need, right? To
Yeah.
look outside of ourselves for that validation. What we're
And the
really,
feeling and the look and the
yeah.
feeling that you get if somebody doesn't give it to you, or
Mm.
if they don't tell you what you want to hear. If I said, well, no, Lauren, that's not exactly my favorite blouse, would you ask me? And if I told you the truth, are you going to be able to handle it? Or do I have to tell you what you want to hear?
Well, and the truth is, if we're asking for it, we want to hear what we want to hear.
Yeah.
And, that's where the tricky part comes in, right? And I know that when I'm working with people, when I'm speaking, one of the things that I'm always talking about is I call them the two epiphanies. And the first one is that it's not all about you. And then the second one is that it's all about you. But what I'm interested in today is that first one, it's not all about you. And that means a couple of things, right? It means that the world doesn't revolve around you. I know that's a hard pill for some people to swallow, but life is much easier once you realize that the world's not set up for your personal happiness. But the other part is if people are saying something negative to you, that you don't need to take that in. That's really not usually about you. That's usually about that other person and their unmet
Right.
needs.
But just to jump in for that, because I like when you said, is it all about you? But it can be all about you. But
It's also all about you. It's
if it's
true.
all about me, it's up for me to make it all about me. I'm the one that says, "Wow, that I look fabulous."
And that's it. That is the whole point of the second epiphany. But it's a thing. If I'm telling people don't take in the negative, then what does it mean about the positive? Are you supposed to take in the positive only and not the negative?
or can you decide for yourself what it is? And I just and because if I've already decided I don't like it, you could like it all day long. It's not for me, it's for you. Okay. And if I do like it, you cannot like it all day long. It's for me, not for you.
Well, I think that that's right. And it's all about that having a sense of who you are internally so that it doesn't matter what's coming toward you, right? When you are aligned internally, when you are feeling good about yourself, when you know who you are, what your good parts are, even what maybe the parts that you're not so thrilled with are,
Yeah.
but you accept that this is what makes up you, then no matter what's coming at you, whether it's something negative or if it's a compliment, you can take it in without it having to define you.
It doesn't matter because I'm not asking you for it. So most of the time, I'm not going to get it anyway because I'm not asking you to tell me I'm okay. And the thing is, the biggest trendsetters out here are the people who are going to do exactly what they want to do. They don't care what you think about it. And so we've had trends where people were wearing only one earring and mismatched socks and all those things. And it was started by people where people would say to them, your socks are mismatched. They're like, sure are. And I love it. And after a while, because they loved it so much, the people who were like, hey, she has mismatched socks on, are like, well, wait, she's
Should
looking.
I do that?
Yeah, maybe I want to put mismatched socks on too. So yeah, it's you being able to show up in your power to the world, saying you get to decide whether you like it or not, because I already know I do.
Well, and that's it. That's empowerment, right? That's when you have the power, when you're no longer looking for somebody else outside of you, a situation like a certain promotion or a certain offer and or a certain compliment, whether it's another person or a situation, you're not waiting for them to tell you that you're okay. And it's okay to get those compliments. We all want those compliments. They're lovely so long as our ego isn't hinging on them,
And
right?
there goes the word. It's all about the ego and needing it to be fed. But we get to choose who gets to feed it. And
Right.
I think that in today's world, it's a bigger issue now because of social media, because you have so many young people who are going on social media and depending on people to validate them through social media, which is, to me is a real issue. I worked with high school girls at one point, and I would ask them a question and they would turn to their friend, and I'd say, no, 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 I'm
Right.
asking you, what do you think? What is your opinion? What do you want? What do you like? And it's really important, even with children, when you're raising your children, is to be able to make them make a decision. What do you like? Why do you like that? Not, I think you look good in this, so this is what you should wear and this is what you should do. It really needs to be empowering them to find their self and to be able to be authentic.
And to be their, like you're saying, their own person, not as part of a group. Glennon Doyle tells this great story where her kids were downstairs, a group of girls and a group of boys. And she went downstairs and said, who's hungry? And the boys, without breaking stride from the game they were playing, all said, me, me, me. The girls, she said, all looked around to each other and waited for someone, like somehow they silently elected somebody as the leader, who looked around and they said, oh no, we're fine. They didn't want to put anybody out. Nobody wanted to admit to being hungry. And they were in the middle of this group think, right? And that's that lack of empowerment, that lack of sense of self that you
Wow.
are. To me, empowerment is about being deserving, right? So
Yeah.
is validation, like knowing that you are fine the way that you are. You are fine the way that you are
Absolutely.
is empowering, right? That is where the
It's
empower, that's where the power comes from.
For years when I was in business world, I would say, certain things that I can't eat in front of people. There's certain things that I can't do in front of people. And one time I was like, there was something, some fried chicken or something that was just looking so good, and I finally like, you know what? I'm eating this chicken, and I turned around and everybody ordered it.
Because truly, the only thing you can't eat in front of people is spinach salad, because inevitably you get that spinach stuck in your teeth.
Well, that's when if you know that that's what you're gonna do, you need to go to the bathroom and make sure you have your tools in your purse and you take care of it.
Come prepared.
But it's funny because there's so many people in the world that we're all looking for someone to tell us that it's okay. And that's what the external validation is about. It's about, you're not being able to tell yourself that it's okay. It's looking for somebody else to make it okay for you. And when we talked earlier, we've talked through these sessions about being authentic. Well, how are you being authentic when you care if somebody likes that? We go shopping with a girlfriend and we pick up a dress. And the second that we turn to that person and say, "Do you like it?" We just gave away our power. Who cares if she likes it? She's not wearing it. You are.
But we do. We care so much about what other people think. And that was me. I lived that, right? I lived that feeling of there was like an emptiness inside because I wasn't aware of what I was all about. I wasn't aware truly of myself. And I didn't accept what there was. And I would constantly be looking for that external validation. And frankly, I was taught to. I was taught that it matters so much how you present yourself, what you look like, that other people have to say nice things about you,
Yeah.
or you're not valid.
What,
And it took me years to undo that learning, to
well,
say, no,
I
you
find
know
that
what?
interesting. I find that interesting.
Mm,
Very interesting. I'm gonna tell you why. Because what you just said about being trained, that's important. We also have the flip side of that, which is people who grew up with somebody always telling them that they were worthless, useless,
yeah.
looked horrible. And so now they have this low self-esteem and they just need somebody to tell them they're okay because they've been so beat down. So you got both ends of that. It's
But I
reason.
think it almost is the same, right? Even if people have been giving you all kinds of praise, it feels hollow. And if it's all based on the stuff that's external, it feels hollow and you still feel worthless inside. And so when you get to the point where you can just love yourself, where you just love yourself and you say, you know what? I am who I am. And that's it, period. I am. Um, that just that's all you need. I am me, and that's all I need to know. You stop hanging everything on that external judgment, whether someone's telling you you're great or you're terrible. You stop hanging on that, and it becomes information, right? Whether people are saying negative things to you or positive things, you can let it come in without the judgment, without comparing yourself against that, so that you can let the negative stuff go and you can take the positives in as like confirmation that
Yes. Yes.
are just what you think you are, which is fabulous.
And there's no better feeling in the world than when you can really step into that power and say, this is what I
Yeah.
want. And it doesn't matter whether you like it or not, it's what I like, and that feels so good. My feeling on that is this. It doesn't matter what you do, what you wear. Half the people you asked are going to agree with you and half aren't.
Right.
Okay. So they're going to have half the people you asked aren't going to like it and half are going to like it. So guess what?
Ask the right
You
people.
No, you need to be the tiebreaker. You
Okay.
need to be the person that says, I'm going to do what I like.
Yeah.
Because it's a waste of time to ask people because half the people who ask are going to agree and half aren't going to agree if they're telling you the truth. And the
Yeah.
other ones are not telling you the truth. So they're just telling you what you want to hear. So what do you want? And who cares what anybody else thinks about it? You want to be authentic? You got to love what you choose. And there's no better feeling in the world than when I say, I put this outfit on and someone says, I don't really like that. And they'll go, but I do.
But which I love, right? And it's getting to that point of knowing what you want. I can't tell you the number of people that I've worked with, and it's almost always women. And I think it gets back to that Glennon Doyle story that so early on we're taught to give away our power of knowing what we want and what truly resonates with us. It's knowing what you like, what you want, being able to ask for what you want, but you got to know what you want first. I've worked with so many women who couldn't even tell me what kind of food they would want to order
No.
if their family said, you choose tonight, right? Or what movie they would want to watch if I said, like, well, what would be your favorite movie? Because they've given that all away to everybody else in order to get that validation that, oh, you are loving, you are good, you are kind because you always let me choose, like you always let somebody else choose. They give away that power. And you could see that knowing yourself is so tied to feeling good about yourself and to owning your power, to owning the fact that you are deserving of asking for what you want.
Well, all the topics that we talk about every week, they all tie in together,
Do.
because in order for us to be able to know who we are, we have to have confidence. We have to be willing to be reflective, to be introspective, to really get to know who we are and what we want, and not feel that we're not important. We can't let people beat us down. And so all the topics that we talk about collectively makes us that transformation that we're talking about. And we're looking for a transformation that allows us to be able to stand in who we are and be able to say, I know who I am, and I know what I like, and I know what I don't like. And I want to tell this story really, really quickly. I love it when people are going to try to tell me what I like. So you've ever had that person who says, I have the best banana pudding. And I was like, I don't like banana pudding. I don't even like bananas, so I don't eat banana pudding. Oh no, but you'll like this banana pudding. No, I don't like any banana pudding. No, you're going to love this banana pudding. My favorite thing to do is to take a little taste and say, I still don't like
Still
it.
don't like
Don't like banana pudding.
That's a great story. That's awesome. I love that. And so many people would eat the banana pudding because they want to be seen as somebody who goes along with, or somebody who supports someone else. So
Yeah.
don't eat the banana pudding if you don't want the banana
That's
pudding.
right.
And on the other side, I always tell my daughter, eat the cake. Like, save yourself a piece of cake. Don't give all the cake away just so other people will like you. Eat the cake.
That's right.
Don't eat the banana pudding, but eat the cake.
No people pleasing, it's like not people pleasing.
Right? So
I told you I
people-pleasing
didn't
is,
like it. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. That's why I told you I don't like it to begin with. But if you're going to force it down my throat, now I have to tell you the truth.
and then stand in
Again.
your truth. Stand in your truth. Stand in your brightest light. And always, be true to who you are.
Absolutely. All right, Lauren, great closing words. Is there anything else that we want to share with our audience?
Yes, we want to tell our audience, please, drop us a line, comment below, please subscribe, please share, and ask others to subscribe so we can keep the conversation going.
Absolutely. So I hope to see all of you same time, same place next week, live at 5. If you'd like to get in touch with either one of us, you can always send an email to talkingtransformationlive@gmail.com, or you can reach out to us individually at our respective websites. Lauren's is lastingchangewellness.com, and I'm coachySolutions.com. Hope to see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.